Alright, what's up guys? I figured I'd jump into this. Skyzors was supposed to be casting it, but I don't know where he's at. I certainly don't see his channel up, and as far as I can tell, he's not in this game. But this is the finals of Midwars Cup number 13. Sorry, I want to update that as well to reflect the fact that it is the finals. So yeah, if Skyzors takes this over, I definitely might just leave and send you guys to that stream, but in the meantime, figured might as well actually get the start of this game and this series. If he is or is not going to show up, I don't know. I don't actually ever cast these things, but the moment that somebody else decides, oh, I'm going to cast that, it's like when a kid takes the toy that you didn't really want, but now that he has it, you do want it, so I don't know. I was also kind of bored. So we got Big BUX Money Crew on the Legion side taking on XVII, and I actually don't know their name. Should really. Let's go 7 exclusives, or sorry, 27 exclusives, 17 exclusives. There we go. I can do Roman numerals. It's fine. I understand them. It's a 10 and a 5 and 2 1s, so it's 17 exclusives on Hellborn team. Let's see who comes out ahead in this. It is Midwars. This is Midwars Cup, so if you're unaware of how this works, it's pretty simplistic. There's 2 teams, there are 5 heroes on each team, and there is 1 lane, so shit gets real and it gets real fast. There's Gauntlet Invis right here, looked for a hook potentially on somebody on the Hellborn side, but obviously there's a Ward of Rev right there from the guys on XVII, so they can quite easily see stuff's about to go down. Gauntlet Hook gonna completely miss right there. As far as the teams go, Hammerstorm, Soul Reaper, Magnus, Gauntlet, and Pyromancer. So, typical Midwars stuff. A hero like Soul Reaper, very difficult to deal with because of the constant heals he can provide for himself and his team. So, tanky presence right there that gets really annoying. And then, of course, a lot of stuns, pretty much. The initiation tool with the Gauntlet Hook is there. And then there's the repeated follow-up from Magnus, Hammerstorm, Pyromancer, a lot of burst damage coming out. And despite that, it's been nearly 5 minutes and nobody's died, which is that's typically how Midwars tends to go. Either it's constant action from the beginning, or it takes about 8 minutes to get a kill, and then it's constant action after that. So we'll see what happens here. 500 will be picked up by Meraxis. It is a haste. You can actually look to go onto the Soul Reaper right here. He has a level advantage as well, and he's doing a pretty good amount of damage. We'll take a Judgment right there. Forsaken Archer going to throw in a single auto attack, but that's about it before Meraxis backs up. So speaking of Meraxis, the rest of the Hellborn team is Cthulhu, Forsaken Archer, Demented Shaman, and Torturer. Torture, a really good Midwars hero, especially with that icon of the goddess. Tends to get a lot of charges up, really difficult to kill, and just does a ridiculous amount of AoE damage. Demented Shaman, much in the role of Soul Reaper on the Legion side. Both teams getting a healer right there. A little bit more tanky presence with Hellborn with the Meraxis, and the Cthulhu, who has taken some nerfs. Prior to this was considered a ridiculously powerful hero. Nice hook there after the stun, and we're going to 2-man Lava Surge as well. That should be a Bloodlust onto the Torturer, but he gets saved for a little while. Not going to be long enough. Meraxis also going to fall, so BUX taking a 2-0 hero kill lead. Hammerstorm could be in some trouble, but gets healed back up by the Soul Reaper right there, and in fact they will counter on the Cthulhu, who missed his trample onto the Hammerstorm. Looks like they could be in some trouble with Demented Shaman as well, so right here we have a 4-0 hero kill advantage for BUX as they get the initiation they're looking for with that Hammerstorm hammer stun thing right into the Gauntlet Hook, and the follow-up is definitely present. So BUX going to take a pretty decent lead as a result of those, and we'll see what they get out of it. Obviously, you see mana batteries on every hero, if not a power supply. That is quite standard for those of you that may or may not have played Midwars. You're going to want a mana battery on everybody, and eventually a power supply, so that's not surprising at all. Grave Lockets will also start to come out a little bit here. Pyromancer's got one, but he's currently the only one. I actually like that item a lot, personally, in Midwars, and I play a lot of Midwars, so I only sort of know what I'm talking about, but I do a little bit. Anyway, it will be the Grave Locket does give you really cheap stats, like 735 gold, and it's basically an ultimate orb. So the additional mana, the additional health, additional attack speed, and stuff like that, and damage in general can be very helpful, and can often be the difference between getting a kill and not getting a kill, between living and dying. Nice axe there will stop the regen room. The way top lane, these illusions, the purpose of those is usually you send them up here to try to kill the courier, and Magnus just kind of wasting them right there. Nice W right there from Meraxis to eat the Hammerstorm stun. surprised. It's Word of Rev. Yeah, it does hit the Word of Sight, but they really haven't been able to go up and counter it, so that's why I haven't seen that de-worded quite yet. We are starting to see boots come out early as well. Forsaken Archer, Miraxis, Torturer all booted up. On the Legion side, it is just the Soul Reaper and Gauntlet who don't have them. And Gauntlet going for a Fortified Bracer right here, so that could be it could be an Astrolabe, but it's not going to be because Soul Reaper's already got one. So hopefully there won't be miscommunication right there between those two heroes. Presumably Gauntlet's just looking for a little bit more survivability, and of course the Fortified Bracer going to give him some damage because he's a strength hero. So BUX definitely with the advantage at this point. With those 4 kills, they're going to be up a pretty decent amount of gold. You see the GPMs right now are pretty pitiful for both sides, but that will change quickly as this game progresses. Obviously, Midwars, you get a really high bounty for killing heroes. So once that starts to happen a ton, there will be a lot more gold involved. Illusions once again sitting up here just in case the courier comes over, trying to pick that off. Now, 17, you'd figure that they're going to be a little bit more adept at avoiding that. Anyway, there's initiation on the Cthulhu, but they won't follow up the Gauntlet hook. Yep, Gauntlet looking for Gauntlet Blast 2, and they won't be able to find that either. And it seems like I'm dropping a crap ton of frames right here, so wait a second, I'm going to be right back. But this is the finals of Midwars Cup number 13. Reflect the fact that it is the finals, so yeah, if Skyzer takes this over, I definitely I'll just leave and send you guys to that stream. Oh good, right when I leave, I figured might as well actually get the start of this game. Everything gets destroyed and I can hear myself in the background because I did not mute Twitch. That's fantastic. So I am dropping a ridiculously high amount of frames, and I don't know why. I guess we're going to have to live with it until we figure out what the problem is, or if it resolves itself on its own, because I'm currently dropping 60% of frames. Okay. Well, this might be one that's better to watch on VOD. Oh well. So we do have a 6-0 hero advantage here, so I missed a couple of kills right there as I was trying to figure out what was going on with my internet, but apparently it's not what I thought it was. And you can see BUX definitely taking the aggression right here as the Hellborn team were forced behind their tower. Not a huge surprise considering the hero kill advantage the Legion team has. And it's not really that much in terms of overall money, of course. But anyway, the hook not going to connect. Just barely missing right there from Small Jeebus. Sad times for him. Oh. He keeps taunting that Gauntlet Blast like he's going to do it, and then he doesn't. Come on, man. Go for it. Your Gauntlet. That's what you're here for. Gets him another initiation. Hook going to miss once again. Actually, D-Ward is going to spot out a Word of Sight. We'll see if Forsaken can finish off the counter. Indeed, she can. So the Hellborn team very interested in maintaining their map vision right here. And that actually does make a pretty significant difference. Being able to see up that hill, and especially as it turns to nighttime, is often a bit of an issue. You see once again Relog sending those Pyromancer illusions. Try to pick off the courier. Hasn't worked 2 times now, and my suspicion is it won't because it's a common tactic in Midwars, and I would imagine the 17 team has seen it before, has run it before, and are not going to fall for it. Currently looking at gold saved up, and Miraxis actually has 1,200 sitting on top of him. Magma's similar amount, so both of those heroes potential to upgrade their boots, aren't doing it quite yet. Hammerstorm similar, I think. Cthulhu going to get hit right there, and the stun isn't going to hit from Pyro, but it doesn't matter. The explosion is there. Blazing Strike, not even used. It was the Gauntlet Blast that helped finish off Cthulhu. So BUX continuing to do very well right here, and you actually pop the Hammerstorm ultimate. The chain reactions are there, though, and the Forsaken ulti doing a lot of damage as well. 2-man Lava Surge comes through, but Miraxis is quite tanky as the Dragonfire comes in, and that's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Anyway, Eruption in the background. 2 heroes getting real low right there, but neither of them going to fall. Hammerstorm Looking for another stun. Cthulhu getting jumped on by a lot of different heroes there. All of a sudden, Forsaken Archer gets hit by a Gauntlet Hook and a Hammerstorm stun. He's dead. Cthulhu, with his general tankiness, trying to get in back there and do something against the Soul Reaper, but the Judgment heal actually is pretty substantial. And Hammerstorm, wants Demented Shaman. That will be another kill. All of a sudden, Meraxes could be in some trouble. Pops his W to try to get away. Crippling Volley is there, but the Gauntlet Hook going to hit on Meraxes. Doesn't have enough mana on Gauntlet to do anything else. And Cthulhu will be able to trample away. So BUX continuing their aggression and continuing to get extremely advantageous, or you know, one of them words. You get what their advantage is growing. I'm trying to speak and it's not working. Magnus here doesn't have a Lava Surge for 15 seconds, so he's going to have to make some pretty impressive jukes, and actually just did. That was pretty good. He has a Portal Key as well, so he's going to survive. F714, what a player. Pretty impressive stuff. So mid tier 1 tower gets taken out here as well, and we got 11-1 in favor of BUX. So honestly, if stop fucking tempting. Let's do a PA here and see how bad that is. Hellborn's sitting at 150 MS, Legion 140, so more or less everybody's fine. It's really pink right now. That's got the worst. Cthulhu getting hooked back in right here. On top of the stun. Activates Dream of Madness, but it's not going to be enough as the Gauntlet Blast helps finish him off. Morax is also going to get locked down right here. In the background, Hammerstorm with his ultimate active, and the Portal Key jump has a lot of damage output, but they're not actually killing anybody at this point. They don't have enough lockdown to prevent people from running away. There's the Soul Reaper illusion on Cthulhu's face. He'll charge forward, but only hits the Soul Reaper with his stun, and all of a sudden he's in a lot of trouble. Cthulhu's going to fall once again. There goes Torture, and my suspicion is we're going to be seeing a CC vote in about 30 seconds because this is not going very well at all for 17. So we'll see if it improves, but at this point, 14-1 hero kill advantage for the guys on BUX. The Hellborn just really don't have any items. And as they get pushed further back into their base, they will have the advantage of being closer to their will and their respawn point and stuff like that. But the question is, will it be enough? You look at the Legion side, and they have a lot of damage, a lot of lockdown, and some good amounts of heal and stuff, so they may be able to just keep fighting, even as the Hellborn team continues to respawn and increase their lead. So we're going to hit the 15-minute mark, and we'll see if 17 wants to stick in this or wants to go to a game 2. This is a best of 3. So they definitely will have an opportunity left in this series if they decide to forfeit this game, but not choosing to do so quite yet. That's fine. Midwars comebacks are definitely possible. This is a game mode where you can be down a lot for a while, and then all of a sudden you get a few kills, and that turns into a few more kills. The other team gets a little bit over-aggressive and a little bit overconfident, and then you're looking at a ridiculous amount of comeback potential for this Hellborn team. So, feeling confident in their ability to turn this one around, they will stick in it. Invisrune is in the top lane. Will be picked up by Gauntlet right here. So he has the hook opportunity. The Hellborn actually don't have any Wards of Rev right now. The Legion's starting to do some of that counter-warding themselves. Maintain map control and map vision. Map control seems like a funny thing to talk about in Midwars, but it's not insignificant. There are some hidey holes. Anyway, 2 minutes start right there from Hammerstorm. Magnus back to Will Curse of the Eruption. There is going to go in the background there. I'll just pick off the Meraxes and the D-Shim and the Torture. There goes Forsaken Archer as well. Everybody just exploding on the Hellborn team, and now they're going to focus on this tier 2 tower. So, looks like all of a sudden stuff going real bad here for the guys on 17. They take a lot of tower damage. Soul Reaper kind of caught off by himself, and he might get caught, but in the meantime, it's the jump from the Hellborn team that will finish off the Torture at the very least. Hammerstorm, in fact, dies. The Soul Reaper stays alive, kills the Cthulhu, and everything is fine. They kill a tower as well. Forsaken Archer putting the health potion up that will help finish off the Soul Reaper, but they lose Forsaken Archer at the same time. Magnus currently out of mana. He's going to need some more of them awesome jukes, but I don't think he's going to find him. The stuns are sufficient to help finish him off. So Magma's going to end up dying right there, but it's still a really big advantage for the BUX team as they took a more or less even team fight, and then they took on their tower as well. So I'm looking to finish this off relatively soon, probably. And DD Rune This might get picked up by Ants, maybe picked up by Pyromancer right here, and obviously Pyromancer right here, they can dish out a good amount of damage, especially when she gets decent farm and she can get some levels up, which obviously this being Midwars is going to happen. And BUX waiting for their opportunity right here. They do have that multiple portal key build. Both Magnus and Hammerstorm have PKs. Pyromancer are currently just sitting on a tablet of command. It looks like Gauntlet's actually going for the Astrolabe, which is, again, strange. Soul Reaper already has one, and having two in this type of situation just really doesn't make any sense. You're not going to get anything out of that second one because it's not like you're ever, really by yourselves. You're always with your team. So that just might be a bit of miscommunication right there, as they don't realize, or Gauntlet said, thinking, I'm going to go for an Astrolabe, and Soul Reaper's thinking, I'm going to go for an Astrolabe, and neither of them are saying, I'm going to go for an Astrolabe. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but I don't think it's that big a deal. Spell Shard's actually going to be the choice for Magnus right here, so he's going to be very reliant on his Eruption damage. The Lava Surge is going to be very helpful as well. But that's not hugely surprising, as his auto attacks just don't do all that much, and Eruption is going to do a lot in these engagements, as it's often a team fight. Soul Reaper going for Sackstone right here, so has a Grave Block of his own, gonna even upgrade it and give them some additional armor on the Legion side, which makes sense. A lot of the Hellborn's damage actually currently is physical, and it's gonna get even more physical as the game goes on, especially when you consider the Demented Shaman ultimate. And Barrier Idol will be finished right there, so maybe that was it, in fact. Yeah, it's gonna be the headdress of, or the Trinket of Restoration, what is it called? Headdress? Something. Refreshing Ornament, god damn it. Refreshing Ornament into the Barrier Idol, so that's where that's going. It was, so, me sitting here going, these guys aren't communicating very well. No, it turns out Gauntlet knows what he's doing. He knows what Soul Reaper's doing. Everything's fine. He's just going for the Barrier Idol. So they will have a pretty good amount of magic resistance absorption between that and their Mystic Vestments on a couple of heroes. And that's going to be initiation once again. They're going on Forsaken Archer in the background, but a nice 3-man stun from Meraxis actually is going to keep everybody on the Legion side charged up. Eruption, though, doing a ton of damage, finishing off everybody. Nobody dying on the Legion side as they all get healed up by Soul Reaper. And actually, it's the Annihilation stolen from Pyromancer by BUX on that Hammerstorm. The entire Hellborn team is dead. That's what's known as genocide. And it will be Magnus initiating once again on the Forsaken Archer. This should be a second series of wipes. Eruption isn't down, but the Legion side are just trying to focus on the Shrine right here and end the game. I don't think they're in particular amounts of hurry. They don't really need to win right now, but they were trying to, certainly, as Meraxis is trying to get away, but Torture is going to be the one that falls. Cthulhu activating the Dream, and eventually Meraxis does die. Looks like Pyromancer's going to be falling right here as Forsaken Archer has lost auto attack. Yes, she does, but she dies for that. And with only Demented Shaman and Cthulhu to save the Shrine as everybody starts to respawn a little bit, of course. They will jump on top of Gauntlet, so that'll be another kill. Hammerstorm throwing another stun down as they're trying to finish off this Shrine, but they really can't do so. Magnus coming back in. He's got a Portal Key and Lava Surge available, of course, but an Invis Rune means that he wants to be careful about how he uses it. It's a nice stun right there. Will help finish off the Cthulhu as well as the Meraxis Torturer now in some trouble. Going to eat the Unbreakable, but it's not sufficient to keep him alive. And this fight's just continuously going the way of BUX. They're up 32-6 right now, and I don't see a legitimate shot of the Hellborn team coming back. We're just past the 20-minute mark right here, and massive golden experience needed for the Legion, of course, based on all those hero kills they've managed to accumulate. And 17, really not interested in CCing this one, which is kind of surprising to me. Staff of the Master will be picked up by Soul Reaper, as the hook does hit Cthulhu, but it's not going to be enough follow-up. I feel like they can pick that kill off if they wanted to. Magnus does have Portal Key on top of his Lava Surge. Speaking of Portal Keys, Hammerstorm going to jump in here. Magnus looking for more than just a one-man stun as they kill Torture very easily with the Soul Reaper ultimate. Cthulhu going to run away, and he's going to still take a lot of damage. Demented Shaman Hail is very helpful there, but it's not going to be sufficient. Gauntlet Blast on D-Sham. All of a sudden, he's in trouble. Unbreakable is there, but it's not going to be sufficient to keep him alive. Meraxis in the front of all of this, trying to keep his friends alive. That's not going to happen. Chain reactions are there to slow down his death, but it's not going to stop it, and it's another 3 hero kills for BUX. And they're going to start working on the Shrine once again here, obviously healing well back. Anyway, Cthulhu's Son going to hit a couple here of heroes with his new portal key. Eruption goes through right under the Forsaken Archer and the Cthulhu. Both of them are going to die here, as well as Demented Shaman. Morax is trying to get away. He won't be able to evade the auto attacks from Pyromancer. And Torturer's just trying to slow this down a little bit, but they're not going to be able to. And the Shrine should be falling right here. Yep, and that will be it. So BUX taking game 1 in this Midwars Cup number 13, as they quickly dispatch the guys on 17. That will be it for game 1, and move on to game 2 in just a moment.